Today we will speak about love. I am Lillian. If you would like to read captions during the podcast, you can turn on the subtitles in the settings and read along. We will begin to focus on our topic with a very brief meditation. Take a deep breath in and relax and let it out. Do this a few times until you settle in to yourself. Think your name as it is on your birth certificate and just sense its energy as you think it. Just be with it for a few moments more. And now be still. That is love. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. This is the end of our short meditation. So, if there is love, there is also unlove. And you know the difference, as do I. You know what love is for you and what unlove is for you. You have an understanding of the difference because of your life experiences. Let's deepen the first meditation a bit, and if you would like, close your eyes. Breathe in deeply and make it a rich in-breath. And now hold, just briefly. Now breathe out. Feel your name. Now enjoy that feeling. There is a unique power in your name. Your name represents you and your power for good in the world. Come to know that power. Now sit with this for a moment and think about your power in the world and the way your name projects that power. Now, consider your name again, and notice that along with that power, there is love in your name. Love for creation and its creator. Love for other beings. and yourself. Just embrace the love in your name for a moment. The love. Be gentle about it and appreciate its depth and its relationship to your power. All right, now quietly speak your name inside of you. Slow it down a little. There is no hurry to be you. You are already you. There is nothing to achieve here. Now slow your name down more until you begin to enjoy and savor the individual letters and their sound waves in your name. Each letter is a sound. Enjoy it. Each one is a sound wave. Just notice their unique movements and let those movements or sound waves carry you without hurry. This is your name, you. Be comfortable with yourself, with the power of your name, with your identity, with your love. And take a sigh. This ends our second meditation. Love really cannot be described. It is so powerfully subtle. Some people say, well, I love everybody, and the same day they say in their mind or out loud, my neighbor, or my family member, or coworker, or my boss is a fill in the blank with a judgment. Then in the next breath they say, but I love everybody anyway, and I am in harmony with everybody and spiritually connected with all of humanity. Some people say, well, I love some people, but not all. Only those who deserve it, because some people harm others, or they are just takers, or they are too rich, or they are too poor, or their politics don't agree with mine, or their skin color is different than mine, and so forth and so on. Then in the next breath, they demand, but I deserve to be treated with love and respect. Here we are. Love is not abstract. It is the most solid reality we can be, and it is powerfully subtle and pervasive. You see, your family member or neighbor or husband or wife or boss or child or teenager or coworker, they already sense the unlove of your judgments. And in turn, they will harden and make their own judgments about you. And then in turn may think and say about you exactly what you thought about them right back to you or to other people about you. Or they will get discouraged and hide behind politeness or a pleasing behavior. And you have just created a doormat. This is a problem where nobody wins. Then there is also the following situation. You might say, well, when I think of this person, I feel pity because they are ill, or they have been wronged, or whatever their situation is. All of which is true or may be true. However, in that thought, have you forgotten that this person has a name, an identity, a unique power, and love of their own? That this person is a person with the gift of free will in their life, who also has the choice to choose love or unlove at this very moment, and to take the action that is right for them based on their courageous choice and love. That this person too at this very moment can direct the choice they make of their free will to others and to you. So, judgment which says, I won't help you even if you are bleeding in the gutter right in front of my feet, because you are the one who got yourself there. Or manipulation which says, I will help you because you are bleeding in the gutter, and then I will tell you how to live your life and use your helplessness to pressure you to need me and admire my power. Neither judgment nor manipulation take another person's free will into account or respect their free will in a meaningful manner. A wise discernment of the reality of the situation does respect another's free will. And from there, you use your free will to take the least invasive, meaningful action that is sufficient to stop the bleeding so the other person can gather their power and go on with their life from there. This is genuinely helpful because it is honest and not tainted by judging and by manipulating. How does respect for another person's free will reflect love? Let's explore this connection by taking a moment to do another meditation together. For this meditation, you will need to think about a person you dislike or a person you don't enjoy. Do not choose a person that has abused you or is abusing you or looks likely to harm you in the future. For that, you must seek professional help as soon as possible, for sure. Instead, choose someone you dislike for some other reason. It doesn't matter what the reason is. There is no need to justify it. This meditation is intended to provide an opportunity to use the power and love in your own name to begin to let go of unlove in your life. And now we will begin our meditation. Take an easy sigh and relax. Just breathe into this moment and think your name. And know your identity. Now, while remembering your name and who you are, hear the name of the person you dislike, and notice the effect of hearing their name on you. Now anchor yourself firmly in yourself and know that you have the power and love in you with which to move this person to a distance from you that you are comfortable with. All right, now move them and hear their name off in a distance. Notice the effect is smaller, less loud. You are comfortable because they pose no threat or less of a threat at that distance to your power and love. Your sense of self. Move them again. Now move them even further away. And realize that their power and their love is irrelevant to you at this distance. Drink in that feeling. Enjoy your power and sense of self. You are so much bigger than you think. Now hear the sound waves in their name and observe the movements in them. Their sound waves are different than yours. Just let that difference be what it is, and don't do anything except to remember who you are and to know the power and love in your name, in yourself. Now move that person even further away. Do you still see all those defects? Look, you have neutralized the unlove in yourself by moving that person away from you to a distance where they have no relevance to your love and power and sense of self, and they are no longer a threat. All this you have done with your power and your control, not theirs. Now let's claim this confidence and peace that you have gained. And as a next step, bring that person a little bit closer to you. And use the power that you just exercised to realize that they are still no threat to your own power or love, to you. You have become stronger, and that is welcome to you. You have confidence in your power and love and peace. In the knowledge that the person you disliked really cannot affect you, unless you get distracted by forgetting who you are. Now move them even closer, and as you do, think of them the way you did when they were far, far removed. And see them with compassion. And see the threat they pose with detachment. Now you are ready to move them into a space near you. Notice that you still have the power to think of them as if they are far, far away. Now imagine they are sitting across the table from you. Use your same power to realize there is no change in your power and love. So now get ready to imagine that they are saying something that you disagree with, and observe how their words flow around your power and your love, around you. They cannot touch you. They can't touch you. could this free you up to know you are safe to see them objectively, and to respect their free will and their right to be wrong, and that in doing so, that their assertions are not at your expense, and that you will not be diminished in any way. Notice that now they pose no threat. You are free to love them. You are free to exercise your power of love. You, remembering yourself, are in control. Now, using that control, picture that person as a young child and love them as they are. Notice that you are not judging them because they are not yet an adult or a teen. All right, picture them as a teen and love them as they are. And notice again, use your power of control to refuse to judge them because they are not yet an adult. Now picture them as an adult and love them as they are. Use your power to completely reject judging them because they are not yet where you are on life's path. Banish unlove from your heart. Now you can love them even though you disagree with them deeply. Explore what this understanding could do for you by moving unlove out of your life. Now take one more easy breath in and remember your name. Your power, your love, and see yourself as your name with its power and love. You are a force emanating love throughout your world. You can be confident of your power and love. And now take a sigh. This ends our meditation. So we can ask ourselves, what does this meditation on our name have to do with love? Why do it? The dislike and resulting judging or manipulating are an example of what we have been referring to as unlove. Remembering who you are with your free will and who the other person is with their free will can be utilized as a foundation for respect and love. Human beings come from love. we are able to recreate this love and use the gift of our free will. As human beings, we are not here to be slaves to the will of others. For example, if you work for someone, it is your job to do your job. But it is not your job to give up your free will or self-respect or love to another person in a higher position in the hierarchy of the business. You are not your boss's slave. You are their colleague. You simply have different roles. And neither role is worth anything without the other. You and your boss are using your talents within your roles to address a common task, to get the work done. If you live with someone, a family member or a partner, it is your purpose to be true to yourself and to relate to them in a loving way. But you are not obligated to hand over your power or your love or your self-respect to them. What is your job? Your job is to build a positive, mutually nurturing relationship. That's it. When others attempt to usurp your free will and self-respect and power and love, for whatever reason, then it is time for courageous communication and action. This does not necessarily mean confrontation. Action, a meaningful response, not a reaction. Action. When you are pressured to give up your power or self-respect or love to another person or institution or group of people, ask yourself why. And if you really need to hand yourself over like that. Ask yourself, am I discouraged or afraid or depressed? And if so, why? Remember, pressure can come from an idea or an institution, even from a cause, even a good cause, or whatever. It can come from outside of you or even from within you. Either way, you need to understand where it is coming from and respond meaningfully. Act, don't react. Well, someone might say, I was born from parents where there was no love, and I don't believe in God. I don't believe my parents love me or God loves me. That is a very painful place to be. But even in this place, you can believe and rely on your own power and love. Life is a gift. Free will is a gift. Gift from where or from whom? You are a gift. Such a gift. In what ways are you free in your life if you have constricting circumstances? Or even if you do not have constricting circumstances, in what way are you free and loved? You have the use of your free will, the use of that gift. You have the use of the gift of your life and how you choose to live it. You are free to see yourself through your own eyes and not through someone else's. In enjoying these gifts, you are realizing the full extent or potential of the power and love united in you. You are free to use your power and your love to define yourself. You are creating your own legacy as you live your life so that you can be who you are and realize your full potential to become even more who you are. If you ask yourself, how would I like to shape my life and my world? You have a vision, and you know what you want to do with your free will and your love and your spirit to accomplish that vision. You know. And you are talented in something. And you can find a way to navigate your life to make it work. But notice that unlove interferes with your full expression. Or can. Have you been treated harshly in life? Let no difficult experience be wasted. You worked hard to get through what the harsh treatment felt like. Make it count for something in terms of insight and new choices and a different kind of actions. Then you can use your power and love to create your world in such a way that it has love and respect for free will in it. You can work towards that. No, you cannot convince anyone of anything they are not open to hear. But you can work towards your vision. If you were treated harshly, what did you learn from that? Just that it hurt? Or just to judge? Did you learn to accept others just as they are and use your influence to help them along their journey without criticizing them and tearing them down? Oh, and did you learn the same for yourself? Or did you learn guilt? Which means you tended not to want to let it go, because then it could keep you in a set idea or program of how something should look. Let's look at that more closely. There may have been an object or person or situation out of which somehow a pain was generated. It could have even been nice. It could have been not nice, but it evokes a memory. And for whatever reason, you don't give yourself enough credit as a human being to allow yourself to let it go. Then you are blocking or in the fear of holding back too much pressure of that area of awareness or memory, and consequently of physical form. Consider this. You could use the trauma as a springboard to know, as a stepping stone to know, I don't have to go there. I have completed whatever I needed to do then, and I am good to move forward now. Is it wise for you to decide whether or not you are lovable by looking at yourself through another person's eyes or their perspective? No. They have their own view and their own reasons and needs for that view, their own agenda, which may have nothing to do with the reality of who you are. Likely it won't. In other words, you decide your own lovability, and if you feel that you are not yet as lovable as you would like to be in your own eyes, then you are judging yourself, getting on your own back over the past, rather than looking at a good future and your potential as a force for good in the world to make yourself and the world a better place. If you see that something needs to change in you, accept that inspiration as a gift that will bring you joy and peace. And then just do it. Don't wait for someone else to validate your worthiness of love, of being love, of being lovable. Look at yourself. Change what is not right for you. Take inner and outer action as needed until you are fulfilled. Let's look at what the language root of love is and then the definition of the word love. Love comes from the Indo-Germanic ancient roots loib, which means dear, pleasing, beloved. Love is defined as a deep, tender, unspeakable feeling or desire or affection or attraction for. Charity, a word for a certain type of love, comes from the Indo-Germanic ka and means to like, love, desire. Ka. Charity is defined as a virtue and as love directed first toward God, but also toward oneself and one's neighbor or others as objects of God's love. Integration. Integration comes from the Indo-Germanic root tag, which means to touch, handle, or put touch into. Integration is defined as bringing into a harmonious whole, making whole, completing. If because of your past you have reasons to not be comfortable with God, with the concept of the word, that does not matter. Because love is love, and you have known both love and unlove in your life. So far. Both are real to you, and you know the difference between the two. The existence of love in your life is real to you. The existence of unlove or lack of love in your life is real to you. As you look around in the world today, it seems that there are two motivations from which we as human beings relate to love. And I will call this a needy love and a manipulative love. When we engage in needy love, we want love to be given to us. We want to be loved by someone else. And when we engage in manipulative love, we want to pressure someone to return our love, and we want to be needed as a source of love. Uh-oh. These two caricatures of love take us to some tricky places with regard to free will and real love. There is another problem, and that is that both needy love and manipulative love are self-centered, and neither are love fully realized, made real. They are selfish, small. Love has no agenda, neither the need to receive nor the need to manipulate by giving. Love just is. It is an expression of a person's free will, and as such it is an act of personal power. And since as human beings we have bodies and feelings and thoughts and spirit, and we work and we recreate and devote ourselves and are in relationships, we have 8 ways of expressing love cleanly, which means neither just as needy love or just as manipulative love, or a combination of the two. And we have the opportunity to integrate love, to use love as an integrative force in all of these 8 areas of our human life. Yes, we are human, and we have the power to express love or to withhold it. How do we balance all of this in our lives? How do you balance it in yours? Well, wisdom helps. Wisdom simply meaning that you know yourself as you truly are. Compassion helps, which means that you face your troubles and weaknesses as you and they are. Humor helps, which means that you are gentle with yourself. You get to be human and you accept yourself just the way you are. And sometimes, if we are really honest with ourselves, we are petty or funny or silly. Nothing wrong with celebrating all of this. Why not? Wisdom, compassion, and humor can help you to manage your inner energy household and your emotions and thoughts with more ease. And that ease can allow for a meaningful integration of all of your aspects. That is love. The integrative power, this integrative power of love is interesting because we could also use it to explore this idea. Maybe love is just how you fit inside of yourself and how you fit in the universe. Let's explore this idea for a moment together. I'm going to invite you to write down a brief response to 5 questions, and you will need a paper and pencil. Pause this podcast if you need to. All right. Number 1, do you like or love yourself? Jot down a few words as an answer. I'll give a pause. Number 2, do you feel comfortable in your own skin? Write down what comes to your mind first. No need to overthink it. I'll be quiet. Number 3, what is your place in the universe? Take a moment. Number 4, how do you integrate with others as a force for good through your love? And number 5, what could you do with all of that love in you? I'll be still for a moment. All right. you and I, we are here. Living, breathing, and free will is ours, and you can act on your free will. You are free to love others and yourself, as am I. It is very clear that love is not an emotion. Love is something different. It is also clear that love makes everything lovely. It is so very expansive. Unlove is an obstacle to ourselves and others. It blocks the path to self-realization and integration through love. It is so very deeply disempowering and debilitating. Now let's relax a bit with poetry from my book, Pluhari's piece, Waves of Grace. That was published in November of 2020. So as not to limit your self-discovery as you listen, the title is given only at the end of each poem. I will read each poem twice. Here is the first poem. As you listen the first time, picture the setting and see yourself in it. It is a kind breeze that soothes my soul. It is a gentle word that heals my heart. Everything given with love, I will repay with love. Everything given without love, I will repay with love. Thus my world is whole. Being whole. That was the title. For the second reading, we are going to place ourselves again in the setting and enjoy a gentle breeze and make it as real as we possibly can. All right, take a breath. Feel the breeze. Center yourself. Let everything go and stand in this breeze. Feel it on your cheek. Feel if it is cool or mellow, if it carries a scent or a fragrance, if color comes to you, a sensation of color, if it tingles your skin. Now, as I read this poem a second time, become each word and the poem itself, all the sound waves. Here is the second reading. It's a kind breeze that soothes my soul. It's a gentle word that heals my heart. Everything given with love, I will repay with love. Everything given without love, I will repay with love. Thus my world is whole. Being whole. All right, that concludes the poem. Let the words and sound waves ring out and slowly come back. Take a deep breath in and out. Good. Take a moment to write down what you experienced. Were you able to feel the breeze? Or sense a color, or smell, or taste, or temperature? If nothing came to you through the five senses, could you feel the peace of the place, the love? If you did not, no worries. With practice, these things will open to you. Here is the second poem. Breathe in and sigh out as you listen for the first time. And be very still. The balanced heart knows love. The balanced mind knows peace. The balanced soul knows God. Balance. For the second reading, we are going to become aware of our physical hearts and their rhythms. We are going to sense our minds and their speed or quietness. We are going to celebrate our souls, our identities. So during the second reading, move your awareness to your heart. After sensing its beating, its rhythm, try to sense its beating, its rhythm, its power. Then from it, move to your mind. Go to your mind. Sense its busyness or its quietness, and as you do, be aware that you are doing this. You have visited your heart and mind, and realize that you, your soul, your identity, is the mover, the visitor. Take an easy breath in and out now. Now move again to your heart. Now move again to your mind. Sense its busyness or quietness. Now appreciate the fact that you are the mover. It is your soul that is the mover. Now, holding the rhythm of your heart and the state of your mind, in your soul, become the words of this poem as I now read them a second time. The balanced heart knows love. The balanced mind knows peace. The balanced soul knows God. Balance. That was beautiful participation. Thank you. Take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. When you visited your heart, were you able to feel it and see it and hear it? Hear it beat. When you visited your mind, were you able to stand to one side as an observer and watch it carry on its business? After visiting heart and mind, were you able to enjoy the fullness of being, of realizing that it is your spirit that visited these places? You. If not, again, no worries. Your ability to place yourself in meditation will improve with practice. Now for our final poem. In it, we are going to share a meditation on love. We are going to consider how we travel through our lives. We will visualize our lives as a stretch of beach along which we are walking, and our interactions with others as our footprints. And we will contemplate the role love plays in our purpose. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Gently speak your name to yourself again. And listen to its love. The real power in your name. And let it carry you into the first listening of the poem. I need the healing of love to be whole, to clarify by being, so that wherever I go, my footprints will say, love has been here. Footprints. Good. Gently come back. No hurry. When you put yourself on the beach, did you hear the waves? Did you smell the salt air or feel the breeze on your face? Were you able to recognize your love for your fellow human and realize that with each step you take, you make the world a better place as you go home? Did you feel the sand between your toes and see the outline of your footprints? And finally, did your heart respond to the words of the poem, become the poem? If it did, congratulations. A whole world of meditation through poetry is opening up to you. Nice and easy. If you didn't, again, no worries. Your attempt to meditate will be honored and produce fruit in its time and your time. This concludes our meditations in poetry. Thank you for participating. In our conversation about love and reading of poetry, I am not here to tell you or anyone anything in terms of how to think or what to feel. I am not here to convince you or another person of a position. I'm here to invite you to consider. For sure, I am not a counselor or a doctor and cannot save another human being with this information. Each of us can only do that for themselves. It's up to us. If you are hurting or in distress, please seek professional help as soon as possible. Give yourself this gift to honor the gift that you are. My email is in the description, and if you have questions or comments, you are welcome to send them to this address below, and I will address them in future podcasts. I so enjoy sharing this with you, and thank you for being in Pluhari's piece today. This was what I looked forward to today with excitement and joy, and there was love in it for me. As you move through your day, put something in it that is exciting to you, that brings you joy, and love will be in it. Now our time together has come to an end. Travel easy, my friend. Live with love. Live in spirit.